very good morning, children. Hope you're all doing good. Okay, so today we are going to enter into a new chapter, new unit, that is diversity in living organisms. Last year in the 8th class, you have learnt about the biodiversity, right? Biodiversity and its conservation. So in that unit, we have learned about the variety of organisms living around us, isn't it? So now here, today we are going to see the diversity in the living organisms. So we'll try to have the introduction of this class and then try to justify the name of the unit. Okay, there are many plants and animals which are living around us, isn't it? So wherever you can see, whatever the places you want to reach out, there you can see the plants and animals, right? So there are so many animals that we know very little about them. Okay, last year we have learned that there are some 50,000 rice varieties are grown throughout the world, and hardly we know 20 of them. Just assume how many plants and animals might be around us which we are not aware of, which we do not know at all. Okay, already we have learned this in the microorganisms lesson also, that our world or our earth has several different kinds of microorganisms which are not seen with our naked eye. They are completely, we are completely unaware of those microorganisms until several centuries. Okay, even they are living with us, and even they have the variety in them. Not even a single microorganism is of similar shape or size. Okay, so if you go to the mountain peaks, if you go to the desert regions, if you go to the ocean, deep oceans and all, okay, even if you go to the extreme cold conditions or the extreme hot climates, you can see different kinds of living organisms surviving there, living there, isn't it? So now this, you can say that this is the diversity, this is a variety of living organism which we can find on the face of earth, and this is the symbol of the nature. You can say diversity is the symbol of our nature. So wherever you go, you can find plenty of different types of microorganisms. Even if you take a book and go in your surroundings and keep on writing the different kinds of names of the plants and animals which you see, I don't think you will be able to complete that in one day. Those many different animals and plants are surviving around us, they are living around us. Okay, so if you are studying about the diversity, it is a confusing task. It is actually a very difficult task actually. So you can say it's a chaotic task. It's a difficult task, isn't it? So that is the reason why people, the scientists, they have grouped them under different phylums and kingdoms and whatnot. So that too basing on these similarities and differences. So basing on their similarities, basing on the differences, scientists have divided them into certain groups. Okay, because if you are talking about one particular animal, so if you don't know the name, so if you're telling about the characteristics and all, some same characteristics may resemble to other animal. For example, if I don't know what a lion is, I'm talking about the lion, so it is a carnivorous animal, it eats other animals as food. So now if I don't know lion, I can think that it's a tiger, I can think it is a leopard, isn't it? So that's why we have to group them under different categories. In the same way, all the organisms which are in our surroundings, okay, which we know, they are grouped under certain categories. Okay, and what is the base of that? That is based on the differences between the animals and similarities between the animals, differences between the plants and similarities between the plants. Okay, and this kind of process has really led to know the variety and closely related organisms around us. So children, what you can observe here is that because of this grouping, taking the differences and similarities into consideration, it has led to identify the variety and closely related organisms. Okay, so now for example, you can say closely related organism. For example, if you take the dog, okay, and the wolf, okay, now these are the similar characters. If you take the cat, if you take the tiger, they have the similar similarities, isn't it? So they are closely related to each other. Like this, because of this identification, because of looking at the similarities in between the animals, looking at the differences between the animals, it has led to the discovery of variety of living organisms which are closely related to each other. So in this lesson we will try to identify the variety, okay, and also we will try to identify the variety of organisms, okay. We will try to classify them, and once you classify them, definitely you will start appreciating the nature, that what a variety animals we have in our surroundings, what a variety animals we have in our nature, what a variety of plants we have in our nature. So you will definitely appreciate with your aesthetic sense, okay. So now we'll get into the first topic, that is diversity in plants. Diversity in plants. Okay, so now we'll go ahead with the diversity in plants. As you can see the heading, it is diversity in plants, okay. So what you can do here is you can collect some leaves. You can collect some leaves of 4 or 5 or 6 plants and all, and check how the leaf is, right? So are all the leaves similar? Are all the leaves similar in size, similar in shape? Okay, basing on all these things and all, you make a small table and write all those. Basing on all those facts and all, you can see the variety or diversity in the plants. So the plants which are in our surroundings, if you check their leaves and all, you can see the diversity in those leaves. Okay, what are the points you have to check in the leaves? That is what we are going to discuss now. Okay, now coming to the first one is name of the plant. Name of the plant. So what is the plant you are collecting the leaf from? Write that name. Second one is length of the leaf. You can take a scale and measure the length of the leaf. And third one is width of the leaf. So the same scale you can use to check the width of the leaf. And fourth one you can check is the color of the leaf. Okay, all the leaves are not in the similar green color. Some of them will be light green, some of them will be yellowish color, some of them will be brown colored, isn't it? So some of them will be dark and light colored green. So it depends on the leaf which you take. And then coming to the shape of the leaf. So coming to the shape of the leaf. So now come here. If you check the ovate and elliptic leaves and all, so you can see that the leaf which is, so here we can see two different shapes of the leaves. One is ovate and second one is the elliptic. Okay, so ovate here is absolutely a kind of broad kind of leaf which you can see. Okay, a kind of broad leaf. Okay, this is the, if you find the leaf in this shape and all, it is the ovate leaf, right? So you can say that what the shape of the leaf is the ovate. Okay, and now coming to the elliptic, so it will be something like this. Okay, like an ellipse. So if you find this kind of shape, that is the elliptic leaf. So what are the leaf you collect? So it will be of two shapes. One is the elliptic and one is the ovate. Ovate will be in the, like, a kind of oval kind of structure like this. Okay, and then elliptic, it will be in the shape of this. So by this you can easily differentiate between the ovate leaves and the elliptic leaves. So what are the leaf which you collect now? You can easily say that which is the ovate leaf and which is the elliptic leaf. Okay, children. So now that is the shape of the leaf. Okay, and now coming to the margin of the leaf. Margin of the leaf. So now this margin of the leaf is again of three types. Okay, the margin of the leaf you can find in three types. Okay, first one is dentate. Second one is entire. Third one is serrate. Okay, there are so many other shapes and all, but I would like to explain only three of them now. So maximum number of plants which you keep in your surroundings and all, and try to get this kind of leaves. Okay, so one is, first one is the dentate, second one is entire, third one is the serrate. Serrate in the sense here, so when you see the leaves and all, like, so you will have the cut-ends like this. Okay, So if you have the cut-ends like this kind of leaf is called as the serrate leaf. It's called as the serrate leaf. And when you take the dentate leaf, it will be something like this, okay? See, the corners of this will be something like tooth or teeth shaped, okay? So this, if you find this kind of shape, no, that will be the dentate leaves. And when you come to the entire leaf, you will not find any serrations, or it will not be like the dentates, okay? It will be something like this, okay? Something like this without any serrations or without any cuts and all. No, you can find a neat leaf and all. So this kind of leaf will be called as the entire leaf. So here, if you find this kind of cuts here, we call it as the serrate leaf, okay? If you find some teeth like structures like this, no, then it will be called as the dentate leaf. So dentate in the sense tooth, because our teeth are made up of dentine. So that's why the dentate word in the sense you can take it as a tooth. And now coming to the entire, it will be something like this, okay? So without any serrations, without any tooth like cuts and all. So that's we call it as the entire leaf. So whatever the leaf you take, you check whether it is dentate or the entire or the serrate leaves. It should be dentate or entire or serrate leaves. Okay, children. So, and the next one is the venation of the leaf. What is the venation of the leaf? So again, if you come to the venation of the leaf, there are two types of venations. There are two types of venation. Okay, one is the parallel venation and second one is the reticulate venation. What's the first one? First one is the parallel venation. Second one is the reticulate venation. So when you come to the parallel venation and all, no, like when you take the leaves of the maize or the rice plants, no, like, so venation in the sense the arrangement of veins. So now when you take a leaf and all, no, this one is called as the midvein. It's called as the midvein. So now these are all the veins which are arranged parallel to each other. Okay. So they are arranged parallelly. That's why this venation is called as the parallel venation. All these leaves are arranged parallelly. So we call it as the parallel venation. And when you come to the reticulate venation and all over here, you can take the leaves which are a bit broad like this. Okay. And there will be a midvein. And these veins will not be in a parallel way, so they will be randomly present like this, okay? So the veins will be arranged in such a way, okay, like this. So this is called as the reticulate venation. So whenever you check the plant and all, any plant and all, so if you see this, when you see for the parallel venation and the reticulate venation, this will be the difference. So here, okay, all these veins will be a kind of scattered, okay? So whereas the other one, this here, you can see the parallel kind of veins. So all the veins will be parallel, but here it will not be parallel. So this kind of venation is called as the reticulate venation, and this kind of venation is called as the parallel venation. So when you check the leaf and all, when you take the leaves and all, and when you check them, so you have to check for the whether it is having the parallel venation or the reticulate venation. So even if you take 5 to 10 leaves and all, and if you check all these features, you can see the diversity in the plants, how diverse they are, how different they are, what kind of varieties are there in the leaves itself. So if there are varieties in the leaf, that means there are varieties in the plants, isn't it? So that is what it shows, the diversity in the plants. Okay, so now we'll take one more example. Observation of the external characters. Observation of external characters of plants, that is monocots and dicots.